Hello, my audience. I'm Jake Allen Graham. My name and the name of my channel. And please subscribe to my channel, Jake Allen Graham. I normally just do reviews of stuff, movies, sometimes shows, and video games. I've done try to here and there, but today I'm reviewing a movie again, the first 2012 Avengers movie from 2012, titled Marvel's The Avengers. If you're new to the channel, please hit the subscribe button, and if you like this video, hit the like button, if you like my content. And this is my review on Marvel's The Avengers. I give this a 10 out of 10. The reason why I give this a 10 out of 10, I like this a lot. Movie. I give this a 10 out of 10, even though it doesn't make the most sense of how the Avengers came together and formed the Avengers. I mean, I thought it was kind of stupid how he just got this one character called Coulson who just got killed off, and that's all it takes to bring the Avengers together. Not through hard work or discipline or team effort, no, just through common guy who knows a guy gets killed off. Brings the Avengers together. I thought that was kind of a dumb decision. Of how you brought the Avengers together. Seemed kind of out of... what's the word? Seems kind of moronic. A way how they brought the Avengers together in the first one. Or idiotic. Idiotic, I mean. Not moronic. Idiotic, right? Random and idiotic. How the Avengers came together in the first one. Through Coulson's death, they have formed to learn what it means to be a functioning team, I guess. Who knew? That's all you need for this MCU counterpart of the Avengers. It was that easy. Just kill some random person off that's formerly spoke few lines with each Avengers on it, just to kill them off. That means a bond is formed. Inspiring laziness writing, I say, of how the Avengers came together. But that's just a nitpick of what everything else is good in this movie. That's a little bit of a nitpick of mine I had. My number one nitpick for the movie. Now I'm going to go through all of my nitpicks with the movie. Like, for example, recasting Edward Norton with Mark Ruffalo is a nitpick I have. I wish they did not recast in Edward Norton's Hulk. Still to this day. I wish that this was playing Norton's Hulk with the other Avengers. And I wish it was Norton's Hulk with Norton's Hulk design instead of the redesign they went with for Hulk. That's another nitpick I have. You know, on one hand, he looks more comic book accurate, but on the other hand, it doesn't look as visually interesting or convincing to the negative eye, to me. The original Hulk design in the MCU was more convincing, and it looked more like a person moving than an actual CGI monster. The 2012 Hulk reimagining design looks more like a CGI monster and feels more like a CGI monster than ever before in the MCU at this point. But at least he feels like he has a character. I mean, and also it's kind of also another nitpick I have. with this movie is that the Hulk just attacks all fucking the Avengers and everyone in his way. He starts attacking Romanoff for some reason. Unclear. It was because the script says so. Even whenever we see the Hulk in the MCU from before this point, he always has like become Hulk and get angry and attack people for self-defense. But this one is just random because the script calls for it, and he's some reason to be afraid of Hulk. And then, you know, you see him out of nowhere playing, saving Iron Man and fighting, taking orders with Captain America and fighting with amongst the Avengers, and it all just doesn't make fucking sense. But that's just a nitpick on mine if I have. Another nitpick on mine I have is Scarlett Johansson's too lazy to play Black Widow with the Russian accent, I see. And I know that's another nitpick of mine. And I know that to this day I hate it. That just changed. And I know another nitpick of mine. Hulk's green eyes are not green anymore. They're brown eyes, his eyes. The same type of Mark Ruffalo's eyes. They took away his green glowing eyes. That was his thing in both live action Hulk movies before this one happened. Of 2012 when the Hulk reply came back to the big screen. But that's just a nitpick of mine. It's still a nitpick of mine that they never fixed it. To this day, the Hulk still doesn't have green glowing eyes. And I hate it. That change. Also, I have another nitpick. This Hulk moves like a fucking gorilla. Why does he move like a gorilla instead of running or moving and fighting how he was in the 2008 movie? He moves more like a gorilla than a monster than a human that turns into a monster with the craving of smashing stuff. It was a monster that goes green and smashes stuff. I mean, he's known for being green and smashing stuff. I just don't know why, Avengers Steve Rogers and Captain America Steve Rogers, who knew Tony Stark, in the movie, suddenly hates Tony Stark, but then likes Tony Stark when Tony Stark tries to make a sacrifice, or they do send, like, I guess, I'm not sure, or likes him some play in the third act because he's like, covering you against Tony. I don't know. Nothing makes sense. The pacing feels like it should have been a 3-hour runtime movie, but it was cut down to 2 hours or less than around 2 hours. It was cut down to. But this movie, look, doesn't make a whole lot of sense with how the Avengers come together and why the Avengers hate each other first, go to liking each other first. It doesn't make any fucking sense. Just shut up, don't question a thing, because at least it makes the Avengers, it takes the Avengers seriously, which is more than I can say for the sequels. Installments to the Avengers. All of the sequels to the Avengers get worse after this, to me. Also, another nitpick I had, I thought it was kind of weird how Captain America tipped Nick Fury ox with a few dollar bills, and he looked like he was uncomfortable doing that for him, which was weird. Is that like a racist joke? Is Joss Whedon trying to say something about himself, the filmmaker? I don't know. Or is that like this 1950s? It's because Captain America, I don't understand why he tipped Nick Fury off with a few dollar bills when he entered the hero carrier and discovered it could fly. It doesn't make sense. Life doesn't make sense. like this movie. Another nitpick I had is that Hawkeye doesn't have his costume. Book accurate costume from the comics that he wore in Earth's Mightiest Heroes cartoon show. And and he's known for wearing. And turns out that was Joss Whedon's decision to make sure Hawkeye never wears his costume. Thanks for that, Whedon. Then I know who to thank and know who to go after on my hit list. For if I ever snap one day, go on a killing spree for all the people that I hate. Stupid people. That was a stupid decision to not give Hawkeye his comic book accurate costume, but still give him his comic book name, huh? Why do they just not call him Clint? Why do they call him Hawkeye? If they're going to give him his name, his Hawkeye name, why don't they give him his costume? It doesn't make any fucking sense, I think. I hate it fucking way much, that decision making. Another nitpick I have. None of the Avengers that are team members on the Avenger members to Captain America, to the Iron Man, or Cap, or Iron Man, or Black Widow, or Hulk, or Hawkeye, Clint, Byron, and Black Widow. Natasha, right? None of the Avengers, remember, are given clear depth or motivation into their character. They're not given that much depth or clear motivation who they are or what they want or anything or character growth or anything outside of this guy who knows the guy formula. Oh, and you idiot! You have to watch the free movies that came, the movie sequels. It also bases off the knowledge that it also is assuming that you've seen all of the installments before you see the Avengers. Is assuming based off the actions that the characters take in the movie and forward the narrative. But I'm one of the lucky few people who have seen all of the installments before the Avengers. And even if you've seen it, all of the installments before the Avengers, when you do see it, to me, at least, it makes less sense, the story of the Avengers. If you see the character growth that the characters took in the previous installments and how mature they were acting by the end of the old movies compared to how they're acting like fucking immature kindergartners. That look like they discovered their own boner. Or their own hormones, or whatever you call for a woman. That's what the Avengers acts like, all fucking the Avenger teams and the first Avengers movie. They act like teenagers that discover their own hormones for the first time. But with the mind of a kindergartner. So they're retarded, is basically they come across as genuinely retarded fools. But somehow they pulled off a miracle and formed the Avengers through common sense of a common goal, and that is the dying of revenging their fallen friend Phil Coulson. You know the movie Mystery Men with Ben Stiller? That was meant to be a comedy of a spoof in the comic book genre. This was meant to taking itself seriously was the comic book genre by Marvel Studios. Yet I'm going to say something controversial right now. Mystery Men had a competent plot writing, more than the first Avengers movie. And that has like one of the superpowers in Mystery Men are the powers of their stinky flatulence. And they call himself the Flatulence, something like that. And he was played by the guy that played Pee Wee Herman. It's a stupid movie, maybe, but it's less stupid than this movie, Avengers from 2012. But what I liked about this movie is like, it's if the Schumacher Batman movies took Batman seriously. Continued to take Batman seriously with the franchise instead of spoofing the character like a goddamn fool would. And that's why I like the first Avengers movie. What I liked about the first Avengers movie, it feels like Batman Forever and Batman and Robin rolled into one movie and taken itself seriously. With little humor. Is what I liked about the first Avengers movie. It's like the Schumacher Batman movies, but took his Batman seriously. It's like the Superman 3 movie if it didn't have Richard Pryor in it. This movie is that good. So it's as good as the first two theatrical cut Superman movies. I mean, the Richard Donner cut in the, not the theatrical cut Superman 2, the Richard Donner cut of Superman 2, and the Superman 1 of Superman 2. Superman 1 of Superman 1, theatrical cut. And Richard Donner cut of Superman 2. It might be as good as the first Avengers movie. To me. And I like how this movie teases Thanos coming, only for us to be let down with Infinity War and Endgame. At least that's how I felt watching the first Avengers movie. That's why I give the first Avengers movie a 10 out of 10. Because it took the source material itself seriously. At least, it did that right. More than what I can say for all of the sequels to the Avengers. And that's why I like Avengers from 2012. And why I'm giving it a 10 out of 10. Sure, it has its problems that I all listed off. My nitpicks of the problems. Listed all of them off. And I listed off what I liked about this movie. And that's why I give it a 10 out of 10. I think I like this movie a lot. I'm thinking what else I can say in this video. I think there's enough said in this video. I'm going to give it a 10 out of 10. The first 2012 Marvel's The Avengers movie flick. That's why I give it a 10 out of 10. Goodbye, my audience. I'm Jake Allengram. I hope you enjoyed this review on the Marvel's Avengers flick. Hit the comment below. Let me know if you enjoyed this video. And I kept you engaged enough. Okay, bye.